cakes are our favorite cakes, food that looks like other food. So today we're making an ice cream sandwich cake, and I've done some research and have purchased ice cream sandwiches of different varieties so that I can scale them up and get the right number of servings and the right size cake that I need. So to figure out their dimensions and to scale it up, we need to know how wide it is and then how long it is so that we can do the math and make it bigger. So it's 2 by 5, so that means it's 2.5 times as long as it is wide, and then the thickness of it is 1. So it's twice as wide as it is thick, which, so then we just need to figure out, I need approximately 50 servings, so a 9-inch is 20 servings, 2 of those next to each other, plus a little bit on the end will be 50 servings. So if we do 9 by 2.5, I don't even know what those numbers are. But I might even make it a little longer just so I can definitely get to 50 servings. It'll probably be closer to 27 long. So it'll be a little bit longer than it is here, but we just need to mess with proportions in order to get to our servings. We've cut our cardboards to the same dimensions that we need our cake to be, which is 9 by 27, and that'll get us the right number of servings. And then all of our cake stacked 3 layers, and that'll equal 4.5 inches tall, which will be exactly the proportions of the sandwich cake. So I'm putting felt feet on the bottom of the cake. This cake doesn't have a turntable, or it's not going to work very well on a turntable, so I just want an easy method to keep it off the table and slide it around while I'm carving it and crumb coating it. So we have these little furniture felt feet to slightly elevate the cake off the table. That way you can get your hand under it to lift it, which is crucial for really heavy cakes, like a wedding tiered cake. But in this case, it just allows it to slide around on the table a little bit easier. Like so. Yeah, see, that's what we were going for. Chocolate on the bottom, even though there's extra filling. Chocolate on the bottom, vanilla in the middle, chocolate on the top. That was actually our suggestion to them once they told us what they wanted. So that when they slice the cake, they'll get a similar look. So this is pretty straightforward. We'll just round the corners, and then we'll keep the rest nice and straight, and then the cookies will add. The cookies won't be sculpted. The cookies will just be, because they're mostly flush, the cookies will just be added as a fondant decoration. So if I just mark out where my corners want to be carved. Once you cut, you can't uncut. So we're just gonna roughly draw them out. This cake is a pretty easy carve. It's gonna be mostly about decoration to make it look like the thing. vanilla ice cream, ivory, not white. Plate, white. Ice cream should be ivory. So putting the fondant on, there tends to be these folds, and so I kept them rather than unfolding them because I want the texture on the cake to read as when the ice cream sandwich gets unwrapped, there is the creases from the paper on the outside. So I definitely just want to include some subtle crease marks. That way we have another level of realism. So ice cream seems like it should be smooth, but actually some subtle texturing with this terry cloth a clean one, will add just enough texture so that it can read as ice cream and kind of read like it has that super fine crystallized ice cream texture. So I'll do that all the way around. And then even on the bottom, I took the smoother and did some beveling around the bottom edge. That way it kind of looks like it's tucked under. For when I add the cookie on the bottom trim, then that will really read as an ice cream block on top of cookie rather than just a flat cake on the table. For the piping around the top perimeter of the cake, I'm adding to add the thickness of the cookie on the top. So short of baking the actual, baking an actual chocolate cookie like ice cream sandwiches have, I'm adding this pipe trim so that I can create the look of a thick cookie on the top without having to add such an enormous slab of fondant on the top. Alright, idea time. Rather than just doing a base solid color and done, my idea is to make the wrapper underneath like the sandwich has just been unwrapped, and that'll add dimension and interest and also realism. So I'm gonna make a faux paper out of fondant and sort of make it look like it was just unwrapped. Additional thoughts. I'll do the wrapper in white so that the white against the ivory ice cream really stands out. And I have to put the paper down first before I add the bottom cookie trim. That way it looks like the cookie is inside the wrapper. Progress thoughts. There got to be quite a bit of an overhang, and I explained how I made it and why I wanted the overhang, so it looks like the cookie is on top of the ice cream chunk. But now that I look at it, I think it's too much of an overhang because I added, remember I added the rope and glued that to the side, but then because I rolled out this brown and then put that on the outside of the rope, it like doubled in thickness. So I probably would have done a skinnier rope and or a skinnier top piece so that this didn't get to be so much of an overhang, because if you look at an actual sandwich, which melted, if you look at an actual sandwich, it's closer to flush. That way it fits in the packaging and everything. Now look at it. Actual sandwich time. And now my shimmer shows up against the matte cookie.